So I just got back from my trip to Hawaii and it was an incredible week, just getting away from everything. I surfed a bunch, ate amazing food, hung out with my wife. We basically just chilled for 5 days straight. And before the trip, I was super ambitious. I had all these plans to make these YouTube videos and film stock footage, but I really didn't film much while I was there, which is really unlike me. I'm always known to be working. Even on vacation, I always have a camera in my hands, doing something for YouTube, doing something for stock footage. I'm always moving and I never really take time to sit and do nothing. And I love what I do. I do it for work, but I also do it for fun because I enjoy it so much. But for some reason this trip, I was okay with not doing that. And I think having that space away from filmmaking allowed me to actually get good quality rest on this trip. And over this trip, I was able to see firsthand how important rest is. And I was able to reflect on the ways I've successfully implemented rest into my life, and also the ways that I've failed to implement rest in my life, which is a lot. So the definition of rest is to cease work or movement in order to relax, refresh oneself, or to recover strength. And in the real world, this can mean so many different things. It could be laying down at the beach or the park, taking a midday nap, doing absolutely nothing, taking a small break to break up your day, getting coffee or lunch with a friend, or doing something fun like a workout or going on a hike or a surf. Rest is something that should be truly fun for you and something that you actually want to do for yourself. It makes you fully present, allowing you to be away from work mentally and physically. You're not worried about those deadlines and those burdens. You're just in the moment, enjoying the views, enjoying just being present and actually resting and ceasing from moving or working. We slow down, we don't fill up our days with work, we take time out of the day to rest, but that allows us to do more. That counterintuitive nature is really odd because for most of us, we think that we need to have every second of the day filled up with movement, moving towards our goals, fulfilling goals, doing work, making money. We become these weary-eyed robots that are just barely scraping by, trying to maximize all this time. And if you feel like you fall into that camp, be honest with yourself. Do you feel like you're actually making the best work possible when you're working 24/7, just nonstop, not taking care of yourself? And if we keep going like this, it'll eventually lead to burnout. You'll often get depressed, you'll start gaining weight and just start feeling very sluggish, and then it becomes a snowball effect where it just keeps compiling and compiling, and then you end up just hitting rock bottom and not feeling motivated to do the simple things. But it becomes this endless loop where you feel like you need to catch up, so you keep doing more, but then because you're doing more, you're falling behind because your mental state and your soul is just being depleted of all of its life source. And we see this so often. I've felt that so much, especially in those seasons where I don't have lots of work. I'm super stressed about money and trying to get farther in my career and make better things. But with rest, there is rejuvenation and refreshment in that. Taking that time out of the day to go watch a sunset, pet a puppy, go down to the beach and go on a run or go for a surf. There's so many different things that you could do that break up your day, that allow you to have something to look forward to when you wake up in the morning, something that is super fun for you to do that you truly enjoy in life. And especially for us freelancers, our days feel like there's not enough hours in it. But truly, if you make that time out of your day to go do those things, you'll still have plenty of time to finish your work. Being well-rested people that are full of life allow us to be the best versions of ourselves possible. It helps us be better employees, better bosses, better workers, and even outside of work, it allows us to bring that into our personal lives with our friends, family members, significant others. It allows us to be pleasant, joyful people to be around that aren't just being dragged through life, barely scraping by, trying to get further and further ahead. Truly slowing down and taking that time out of your day to rest over time will compound, and you'll have a new appreciation for life and for what you do. And for us creative people, when we kind of hit a mental roadblock, more often than not, when you step away from that project for a day or two, you come back refreshed and ready to make changes, and you often bring in new perspectives into that project, making it a better project. And the same comes with rest. When we rest every single day or have one day out of the week where we do absolutely nothing and you fill it up with the best things in life, all the things that you want to do, you look forward to that every week, and that day helps fuel you for the next week instead of just having every day be filled with work and grinding and all these deadlines. There's nowhere in that schedule that's going to rejuvenate you and refresh you and give you energy. So over my life, I've always been known to be someone who never takes time to rest. I've always been moving. Every minute of the day is filled with learning and growing and working towards my goals. I had this mental roadblock in my head that if I stopped and actually rested, I would fall behind and end up getting left in the dust and not be able to make the best things possible, or I won't be able to get that next job because I'm not making new things. And over time, I kept seeing a pattern of burnout, being depressed, and just feeling down on myself about the work that I was making. And it was just an endless cycle. It was just rinse and repeat because I wasn't taking that time out to rejuvenate myself. I was just getting so burnt out from all these projects that I kept stacking on myself. And with a schedule like that, there was no time for me to be me and to enjoy the things that I love to do. And I kept getting distracted. I just didn't feel motivated to do the work that I was doing. Even though I was so stressed about filling every minute of the day with work, I didn't get that much work done in the long run. And all this decline was pretty much based on the idea that I didn't have enough time in the day to rest or do the things that I loved. And when you have the mentality of not having enough time in the day, you're definitely tricking yourself, because there's so much time in the day if you're responsible with your time and efficient with it. And for me to think that I didn't have enough time to go on that run or go on that hike or simply just take a 30-minute break and eat lunch with my wife to break up the whole workday, I'm definitely a fool for that, because I was hindering so much of my career and my efficiency as a creator and just allowing myself to get burnt out time and time again, when the answer was simply just implementing rest into my life daily, weekly, and monthly. So lately I've been really intentional in implementing rest into my life. And for me, I find exercise and being active extremely restful. It's super fun for me. I feel better mentally and physically. And at the end of March, I was coming out of the season of just feeling weird and kind of burnt out, a little depressed. And physically, I was easily in one of the worst states I've been in. I just didn't feel healthy. I didn't feel motivated to do anything. And I gained a bunch of weight. And I tracked every single day that I worked out on Strava. And for April, I did 27 of the 30 days. And I was so refreshed and replenished and given so much life from that. It carried over into my personal life, into my work. And I just became a happier person. I felt healthier physically. I felt healthier mentally. I was eager to actually do work and start grinding away at YouTube and all the other things that I have going on. And those 30 days have been really beneficial for me. And I want to carry that over into every single month, where it just becomes second nature, where every day I just carve out 30 minutes to 2 hours, whether if I want to go for a surf or a run or whatever, instead of just having every day filled up with sitting at my desk, constantly working and constantly editing and getting back into that cycle of feeling burnt out again. Alongside of that, my wife and I have been trying to implement Sabbaths when our schedules line up. A Sabbath is just taking one day out of the week to simply just do nothing, rest, focus on the Lord, do all the things that we love to do. So for the most part, we just eat really good food, go to the beach, I surf, she reads or just sits there and tans. Intentionally taking that day off where we do absolutely nothing has been super healthy for us. And we have one day of the week that we look forward to, and that day helps us recuperate from the previous week, and it helps us regenerate and get filled up for the next week. And another simple form of rest I've been trying to implement is just taking little breaks throughout the day, getting away from the computer, chatting up with my wife, going outside, going for a little walk, go get coffee. Having something just to break up that routine of the day can help regenerate and rejuvenate those creative juices and help you just feel a little more refreshed if you're starting to feel burnt out from the day. And more so than that, I feel like taking vacations is an extremely healthy way to get rest. You could take a vacation every quarter, every half a year, every year, as long as you have something there where you can fully get away and unplug from your normal life at home. It just allows you to fully reset and reflect on that previous time spent, just seeing how work went, how did things go, and then allowing you to move things around and adjust to get more rest in the future and figure out better workflows that can make you a healthier person. But for me, when I get up and go for an early morning surf, I'm out in nature, I'm getting a workout in, it's super peaceful out there. I come home just super excited and energized to get working and start getting things done. And for me, after seeing this pattern of rest, I've noticed that my days have become fuller and I'm getting more work done. It's not because I'm working harder or working longer, it's just because my mental state is so healthy and I'm energized and excited to start doing work. I'm not burnt out and just wasting time throughout the day. And if you feel burnt out and you feel tired and you just feel like you're just spinning in circles, just start implementing 1 hour a day. Just take time out, go for a walk, go for a run, do whatever exercise or fun activity. Just simply slow down, be present. Don't be so worried about work. You have so much time in every single day for work, but it's so healthy to take care of yourself and to make sure that you are the best version of yourself possible, and that'll trickle out into all aspects of your life. And I know we get in our heads that we don't have enough time in the day to take an hour out and go on a run, or take 3 hours out and go on a hike or go hang out with friends. But when we start believing that, we get back into that cycle of feeling burnt out and depressed and just running ourselves so thin that we don't have enough energy to pour more into our work or pour into our personal lives. And with the seasons that I felt so burnt out, I felt like rest wasn't the answer. I felt like just doing more and more and more and not stopping was the answer. But I kept hitting that wall, and I finally see the importance of rest. I now try to implement it every single day, every week, and on the bigger scale with vacations at least twice a year. And even if you haven't implemented rest into your life, you still know how restful just sitting on the beach can be, going on vacation, just not working. And I know rest can feel like it wastes a ton of time, but it offers so much good, and it can save so much time with your work schedule. So why wouldn't we want to implement that into our lives and donate more time towards rest? So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Rest is super important. I highly recommend you guys start adopting it into your daily and weekly schedules. Have that be a routine in your life, and you'll see all the fruits of that come through. If you have any questions or comments about rest, leave them down below. I'd love to check those out. And yeah, I hope you guys will be well-rested people that aren't burnt out and are excited to do the things that you love to do. I love what I do for work. I can't imagine not doing it, and I don't want to spend my life being a burnt out, grumpy filmmaker. I want to be the best filmmaker I could be, that's super excited, eager to learn, refreshed, but also somebody that has boundaries. So yeah, get rest, take vacations, take that day off. It's super good for you. Take care of yourself. Your brain is a powerhouse. Got to get those creative juices flowing, and rest is a great way to feed into that. See you guys next week. Peace.